My Hero Academia, 10 anime characters voiced by Aizawa Shota's VA Suwabe Junichi. Suwabe Junichi has one of the industry's most recognizable voices, and he plays some equally recognizable characters. Since the mid-1990s, Suwabe Junichi has built up a staggering career in the voice acting industry. His unique voice is immediately recognizable across a number of media, from video games like the Final Fantasy series to live-action dub roles. Notably playing Tom Hardy's Eddie Brock in the Venom films and Ray Fisher's Cyborg in Zack Snyder's Justice League. Many of Suwabe's characters have deep, gruff voices, and it's no surprise that he often plays middle-aged men and leader figures. But he has a surprising range too, and he brings a sweeter voice to roles here and there, particularly as a vocalist. Suwabe won a singing award for Yuta no Prince Sama and is in a duo called Pharaoh Men with fellow voice actor and friend Toriumi Kosuke Guido Mista. Inazuka Kiba. He was also the Japanese dub singer for Flynn Rider in Disney's Tangled. 10. Aizawa Shota is everyone's favorite homeroom teacher My Hero Academia. One of Suwabe's current most popular roles is Class 1A's homeroom teacher Aizawa Shota, Pro Hero Eraser Head. Aizawa's quirk, Erasure, lets him negate the effects of any other quirk just by keeping his eyes on the user. His eyes are always dry, and he's perpetually tired, so Suwabe gives him a fitting subdued grumble for a majority of his lines. But in more emotional moments, like when Aizawa and Mike Yoshino Hiroyuki go to Tartarus in hopes of reaching their old friend, Suwabe's stellar acting shines through. Despite Aizawa's usual disposition, he is fiercely protective over his comrades and his students, willing to put his life on the line for any one of them, and he's popular for the pseudo-parental role he takes with the kids living in the U.A. high school dorms. Suwabe voices Aizawa for both the My Hero Academia seasons and movies, and also voices the minor character Shishida Jirota, a student in Class 1B. 9. Oda Sakunosuke is a kind-hearted mafioso Bungo Stray Dogs. Oda Sakunosuke wields Flawless, a precognitive ability that allows him to see 5 to 6 seconds into the future. Even without his ability, he's perceptive and intelligent, qualities that make him a valuable member of the Port Mafia. But even though he's a mafioso and a former assassin, Oda is a kind man, even-tempered and forthright, a wide contrast to his closest friend Dazai Osamu, played by fellow voice-acting great Mayano Mamoru Yagami Light, Crollo Lucifer. Oda's understanding is what allowed Dazai to move forward from being a lonely mafia executive to working with the Armed Detective Agency, the lawful group that begins the story of Bungo Stray Dogs. 8. Grimmjow Jagerjax has immense bloodlust and a lethal temper bleach. Impulsive, overconfident, and quick to blow, 6th Espada Grimmjow Jagerjax is always looking for a fight among anyone in Bleach. As an Arankar, his natural state seems to be one of destruction. He began as a hollow but gained Shinigami powers after tearing off his mask. Grimmjow couldn't care less what others think of him but will judge the worthiness of anyone looking to fight. And he'll make a point to demean the value of his opponent if he deems them weak enough to be a waste of time. Despite his brash, arrogant behavior, he has traces of a code of honor. He saved Orihime from being beaten up to repay a debt, and he refused to fight Ichigo when he was injured, though it was because he wished to defeat Ichigo at his full capability. 7. Archer works dutifully even in Despair Fate series. Archer has a dichotomous personality, nihilistic but dedicated, cynical but unable to deny idealism. He became a counter-guardian to save as many people as he could, but found himself instead in a utilitarian hell, continuously sacrificing individuals for the sake of the majority. His experiences made him feel bitter and betrayed, unable to reach his own ideals. But as the Fate series continues, his beliefs shift and he mellows, still maintaining his righteousness and protective nature toward those he cares for. Suwabe voices Archer for each animated installment as well as in the Fate video games. 6. Yami Sukahiro leads his squad by example. Black Clover. Black Clover is an archetypal shonen, and thus Asta Kajiwara Gakudo is always improving his physical and mental strength. He and the rest of the Black Bulls are led by stalwart Captain Yami Sukahiro, and when the going gets tough, Yami will remind both his team and himself to surpass your limits. Right here, right now. It seems a classic role for Suwabe, particularly gruff and overtly masculine, someone who cares for his squad but suffers no fools. Yami is ready to challenge rival and fellow Magic Knights Captain Jack the Ripper Namikawa Daisuke anytime. And is utterly loyal to close friend King Julius Navachrono Morikawa Toshiyuki, the first person to show Yami kindness in the Clover Kingdom and the only one for whom he'll never begrudge a task or favor asked. 5. Ryaman Sukuna stands above all curses. Jujutsu Kaisen. In what's been released of Jujutsu Kaisen so far, not much is known about King of Curses Ryaman Sukuna. More than a millennium ago, he was an immensely powerful sorcerer who became an equally powerful cursed spirit after death. Because he could never be fully defeated, his fingers ended up preserved and scattered, all until Itadori Yuji swallowed one. And Sukuna came alive within him. The role proved an exciting challenge for even a true professional like Suwabe, who has expressed that he felt both thrilled and pressured in playing a main antagonist from such a popular manga. He hoped to portray Sukuna well for the fans, and he took a while to figure out how to properly voice Sukuna's character, his wild laugh, blunt finishing lines, and overall dominating presence. As is evident after the completion of Jujutsu Kaisen's first season, with Suwabe's skill and some great direction, Sukuna has become a fan-favorite villain. 4. Laurent Thierry cons with confidence. Great Pretender. All great heist anime need a charismatic and quick-witted character to lead the way, and Great Pretender fills this role perfectly with Laurent Thierry. He's introduced as a smooth pickpocket, and the story quickly escalates as he and fellow con artist Abi Fujiwara Natsumi tie protagonist Edamura Makoto Kobayashi Chiaki to the Hollywood sign by his ankles. Things only get more convoluted and globe-spanning from there. Laurent's troubled childhood, following the conning of his own mother, led him to attempting murder, but also to his soon-to-be fiancée, Dorothy. But as is the name of the conning game, things went awry. In the present, Laurent can be silly and flirtatious, but it's only a charming facade that hides his intermittent feelings of depression over the loss of Dorothy. And his vengeful intentions on the criminals he and confidence, his team, performed their cons against. 3. Leon Abbacchio is devoted to his team and his goal. JoJo's Bizarre Adventure, Vento Oreo. Like the rest of the team, Leon Abbacchio joined Passion under the guiding hand of Bruno Bucciarati Nakamura Yuichi. He suffers persistent guilt over the loss of his police partner years ago and subsequently manifested Moody Blues, a stand able to replay events in the past by taking the form of a person present at a scene, reproducing sounds and conversations as well. Abbacchio is a pillar for information gathering in Bucciarati's team, an ability that proves instrumental in the discovery of the boss identity. Before Golden Wind, Suwabe also played a supporting role in Stardust Crusaders, Battle in Egypt as the minor villain Terence Darby, one of the stand-using 9 glory gods and the butler who greeted the Crusaders at Dio's Koyasu Takahito Cairo mansion. This is one of a few examples of a voice actor returning after playing a role in an earlier JoJo's part. Another instance is Suda Kenjiro Overhaul, Nanami Kento playing Bruford in Phantom Blood and later Tiziano in Golden Wind. 2. Viktor Nikiforov is a world-class ice skater and flirt Yuri. On ICE, Suwabe plays one of his more surprising roles with Viktor Nikiforov, renowned Russian ice skater and choreographer from fan-favorite sports anime Yuri. On ICE. When compared to a character like Yami or Sukuna, Suwabe's voice behind Victor isn't as immediately recognizable. Victor has a teasing, free-spirited personality and the voice mannerisms to match. With his, "Wow, amazing," as one of his famous lines. Still, he's charismatic and self-aware, and in his more serious moments, Suwabe's natural voice shines through as Victor proves he cares for and is dedicated to himself, his students, and his art. 1. Dandy is an intergalactic alien hunter space dandy. The eponymous main character of comedy space opera Space Dandy captains the Aloha OE, his spaceship that he pilots around the galaxies as an alien hunter. He's a classic delinquent anti-hero, pompadour and all, and though he can be both rude and cowardly and though his goal is to visit every location of the restaurant, Boobies. He has both kind and cool moments, and he proves he has a big heart. Dandy is more capable and perceptive than his fighting ability or marksmanship would suggest, and it soon turns out that he may have a lot more power than his human appearance